The following are current federal regulations and how they apply to oil and gas operations. The first is the Clean Water Act of 1972. It regulates discharge into any body of water in the U.S. Exploration, production, and processing of oil and gas was exempted in this act. The EPA Act of 2005 expanded this exemption to wastewater from oil and gas construction activities, which includes oil and gas exploration, resource production, processing, or treatment operations, and transmission facilities. The next one is the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act, CERCLA, or Superfund. This applies to the release of hazardous substances into the environment. Releases of petroleum and natural gas, again, are excluded, but could apply to other components from fracking fluids used in hydraulic fracturing, particularly from spills on the surface. The next is the Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act of 1984. This applies to the manufacturing sector. Oil and gas extraction activities are not among industry sectors addressed by this act. The Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or RCRA, governs the management of hazardous wastes. Hazardous wastes are defined by 4 specific lists in the Act. In addition to these lists, a hazardous waste may be defined by its ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity, and toxicity. The Act, once again, exempted oilfield waste as hazardous. They are only treated as solid waste. Solid waste must be stored in a manner that does not constitute a fire, health, or safety hazard, or will not result in spillage. State and local governments have the lead on the regulation of solid waste. This new proposed rule for use of hydraulic fracturing in oil and gas development on public and Indian lands with the BLM. States oppose this new rule as being redundant to existing state regulations.